Hi, I'm Grace Nessman, and I'm going to be videoing this presentation based off of Craig Simpson. Um, the first question is, what are your career goals? And my career goal is to be an art teacher in secondary education. And how did listening to the guest speaker impact your career goals? Listening to Craig Simpson talk about his career was very intriguing and appealing. It definitely made me want to consider the career path that he had taken, which was social work and therapeutic recreation. And then that way he works with families and children that struggle in the family dynamic and just out in society. And so his job is just to help them learn their, have goals and learn how to complete those goals. So when he was telling the class stories about what he does, you could definitely tell that he was very passionate about what he was working, so what he does over at Sunrise. Next question is, what are your academic goals? So my current academic goals are to receive a bachelor's degree in secondary education, and then potentially get my master's in art education. And that may change. But how did listening to the guest speaker impact your academic goals? So listening to Craig, I now want to see if it is possible to find a master's program that will let me get a master's degree in social work without needing to have a bachelor's in social work, instead of getting my master's in art education, which I think would be really cool and be a great addition to my resume. What do you hope to accomplish in the future, and what are your future goals? So I hope to accomplish many things, but my main I hope, is to achieve, is making a difference in a child's life, or at least leaving their life better than it was before, and just giving them hope for a good future, which is what Craig is doing over at Sunrise, and what I could potentially be doing as a teacher in high school or in middle school. So my future goals are to be a teacher, I hope someday a mother, and someone who always tries to make the world and community a better place. So we'll see if those all work out. So how are you going to accomplish your career and academic goals? So one way I need to practice is to accomplish my career and academic goals is to be patient with myself, because my career is not going to happen the way I want it to be. There's going to be bumps in the road along the way, which is fine. And in that way, it will help me to gain experience and will help me to gain connections and gain confidence that will help me to accomplish these goals that I've set for myself. So what did you learn from the guest speaker that relates to your future career and academic goals? So Craig works with children that have experienced some sort of trauma or have a disorder that impacts how they interact with their families or out in society. As I am becoming a teacher, I may work with kids that do not have the best home life or may have behaviors that will disrupt the classroom. So the number one thing that I learned from listening to Craig is about having patience with these children and setting goals with them to work on having better behaviors. And that's just something I'm going to have to develop as I start my future career. Next question is, did listening to the guest speaker change how you view your career and academic goals? If so, how did listening to the guest speaker change how you view your career and academic goals? So, yes and no. I have always wanted to work with children, whether it be as a teacher or as a social worker. And I definitely want to pursue a career that I'm going to be passionate about, like Craig was about his career. And the last question is, how are you going to apply what you learned from the guest speaker to help you accomplish your future goals? So I'm going to apply what I learned by finding a career that I love, whether that be social work or being a teacher. Either way, I'll be working with children or youth and learned how to best be patient with them and help them try to be the best individuals they can be. That's it. Thank you.